Well, hello, friends. Hope your day is going great. Happy Monday. All the things. Here we go. Part three of our five-part little mini series on how we, as real estate agents, can continue to sell, continue to provide solutions, and solve all this money problem with our higher than what we're used to interest rates. So, in this particular one that we're going to be talking about today, this is all about USDA. So, this is not going to work for every single market. If you are familiar with USDA, that's awesome. You might already be working it in your business. But if you're not familiar with USDA, I'm going to talk about what it is and how this can really benefit you in your business if it is in your area. And I'm going to show you how you can find out if it's in your area or not, and how you can take this and try to get that lead back that maybe came on the market but then left because it was a little too expensive for them. Maybe try to pull them back in the market so that you can help them reach their real estate goal, buy a house, and then you can reach your goals and everybody's happy, right? So let's dig into it. I'm going to go ahead, share my screen with you, and I will be sure to leave this link in the description of the video. But we are going right over to the USDA eligibility map. All right. So let's talk about this for a minute. The biggest benefit to USDA in general is you get 100% financing. So there's none of this 3.5%, 5% down stuff, right? So that buyer can then take that money, apply it to maybe try to buy the rate down, use it for other things to help try to offset that cost. So USDA offers 100% financing. They also offer usually a better rate, a better interest rate. Sometimes I have had my USDA buyers with doing 100% financing, not putting anything down, get a better rate than my conventional buyer over here who's doing 5 or 10% down. I've had this guy get a better rate and he didn't put anything down. And so you've got 100% financing, better rate. Their fees are going to be less expensive versus like an FHA loan. With FHA, it's usually like 3.5% down. And then they have the FHA fees that are kind of figured in there. USDA is usually a little less expensive. And actually, let me jump over to Google really quick because I went ahead and pulled this up. I just kind of did like a very broad little search here for Georgia, but you've got a 30-year fix for USDA at a 7.6, 30-year fixed FHA at a 7.5. So they're pretty much like right there, very, very close to each other. But then you've got a 30-year fix for conventional and an 8.0, right? So in this conventional, we all know this is at least 3.5, if not 5% down. FHA is 3.5% down. USDA, nothing down. Okay. So let's jump back over here because USDA is a government-backed loan, just like an FHA loan is. But the other deal with USDA is you have to there's a few little things that your client has to be able to check off, right? First thing, the main primary deal with USDA is it has to be in an eligible address. So they're not going to give financing like FHA on any address. It's very address specific, number one. Number two, you cannot make more than a certain amount of money per year in order to be qualified. So, but let's just be honest. If your lead is attracted to 100% down financing, they probably are going to qualify. Your leads that have nice down payments and are able to kind of do all these things to offset the rates for themselves, they probably won't qualify, and this is not going to be a good fit for them anyway. All right, so that's that. Number three, it has to be owner occupied. So you can't sell this loan or this idea to like an investor client or something like that. This has to be a primary house that your lead is actually going to be living in. All right. So now let's see how you can find out if it's in your area. So I'm just going to use a example address, and this is how you're able to tell. Just simply come to this link here. Did I not spell that right? No, I didn't. Okay. And again, I'll be sure to leave this link so you can check, but just type in your own address, right? So type in an address and this little pin drop's going to come up and it's going to say this one in particular says it is located in an eligible area. Cool. So if I were to take this and sort of zoom out a little bit, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can kind of see the difference. But if you notice, this over here is sort of like a little gray, white kind of area. And then over here, it's like a yellowy brown color. So I know that everything in this gray area, this is all USDA eligible. And I can zoom out even more. This is just a little area in Georgia. But you can see the little pockets all around, right? So with that being the case, I know that this is an eligible area. If you pull your address and you realize that your personal home address is in a yellow or yellow area, check outside of that. Zoom the map out a little bit. Are there any gray areas near you that you would be willing to commute to buy and sell real estate in? And if so, that could be a really good opportunity for you. If you pull your address and you realize that your market that you're in or that you primarily sell real estate is gray, this could be a complete game changer for your business, 100%. Because listen, you could solely just focus on this all day long and this kind of be your thing, and you could kill it. All right. So, let's talk about, a little bit more about USDA and why this would even be, why somebody would want to go this route and why USDA offers this stuff. So, USDA is saying, hey, look, we're going to give you, 100% financing. We're going to give you reduced rates. We're going to give you, definitely a reduced interest rate and reduced fees. So why do they do that? Well, usually it has to do with money, right? So we know this. And here's the deal. Every county and every city, they have a goal to meet, right? They have a population goal to meet. They are trying to get every area that they possibly can populated, and it depends by the county, by the city, what that goal is. But let's just assume this area for Bethlehem is 10,000. I don't know. They want to have 10,000 bodies living in this zip code, okay? So they know they need to get people living there. So the little baby houses get built and everybody moves in and all this stuff, right? So it starts becoming populated. Well, what happens after your little neighborhoods start being built? Well, shortly after that, here comes your Starbucks, your Walmart, and, your grocery stores, your banks, all that stuff, right? All the commercial then starts coming in to be able to fulfill the needs of those residents that are living there. And here's the deal with counties and cities and the government per se, is that they are going to make a lot of money off of those commercial buildings and property taxes more so than what we pay in our property taxes for our little baby houses. All right. So they know that they have to get the area populated to get the commercial in so that all the stuff can be done. With that being said, your buyer, your lead, let's say his name's Sam. Sam is going to have to drive 15 minutes to get to the Starbucks. He's going to have to drive 10 minutes to get to the grocery store because his area has not been built out yet. Your other buyer, Joe, location was a thing for him. Like, he needed to have his bank 2 miles down the road. He needed to have a gas station just at the end of his corner. So he's going to be over here in this yellow area, and he's not going to get that 100% financing because his area has already been built out. Now, I'll tell you now that this map updates every single year. I remember 10 years ago, all of this area over here, all of that was USDA eligible. And now it's so packed through there, you can't even, like, traffic's ridiculous. There's buildings everywhere. There's commercial everywhere you turn around. But 10 years ago, it was nothing but cow pastures. Okay. And it's creeping out more so. And so this map does update every single year. All right. So now let's say, okay, we know that we know our address is eligible and the target market that we sell in, we know is eligible address wise, right? And we have in our mind maybe a lead that might be qualified for a USDA loan. So how do we now approach them with this solution or this idea? All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to our MLS. And again, this is Matrix. So, but you can do this in any MLS. You're going to go to your little proposed financing and you're going to select USDA. I see that there's 441 matches. So I need to narrow that down to my area. So I'm going to go Gwinnett, just as an example. I'm going to type in Gwinnett. Now I got 14 matches. I'm going to hit the results button. And let's say that my lead that I was working, but they left out of the market because of the cost. I know that we were looking at the 400s, low 400s, high threes. So I might click on this one and I might say, oh, okay, well, here's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's in a USDA eligible. I know my lead would be able to get 100% financing on this. I might scroll through the photos to make sure this would be a house that I think they might be interested in. And I'm looking through and I'm like, yeah, I think they might like this. Even with super bright blue cabinets that, that brings a smile to anybody's face. And so anyway, I think, yeah, I think they might like this. So I might take this listing, send it to them and say, hey, I just want to let you know this property qualifies for 100% financing. Let me know if you're interested and we can, talk a little bit more about that. And then if I'm looking to lead generate, I might go through these listings and I might say, let's see, I might pick this one. I might call this listing agent and say, hey, do you mind if I promote your listing? They tell me, sure. So I might put a little corral of photos together and then in big bold letters on my mailer or my social media posts, however I'm promoting it, I might say 100% financing, call me for details or reach out to me for details. And I'm going to lead generate based off USDA. And so that's kind of how I would do that. So just a few little pointers really quick about USDA that I have found to be very true. Number one, just like every real estate agent is not the same, lenders are not the same either. Okay, so you're going to have different lenders that fit better for different things. When it comes to USDA, these lenders, they have to have like the little certificate to be able to sell a USDA loan because it is government backed. There is extra steps, there is extra paperwork. It's more work for the lender, to be honest. So not all lenders love them. You want the lender that loves them. And you want the lender that this is sort of their sandbox. This is where they hang out. And how you can do that is, doing your research, finding lenders in your area, giving them a call and saying, hey, look, I'm an agent, but I need to know kind of like, is this, what is your primary loan of focus? What do you kind of hang out in? And you want the lender that has closed USDA loans like within the past 6 months and a few of them. The more, the better. Because at the end of the day, if they don't submit these paperwork correctly, or if it's not done on time, or if they don't know kind of like the loopholes and things like that, it can, hurt the deal. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure we've got a lender that's ready to serve our client, serve us, and make sure that the deal gets done and everything runs very smooth. So that's my pointer on that. I hope this video was very helpful. If you're a listing agent, make sure that you check the property eligibility map. Make sure that the home that you have listed is not in an eligible area, because if it is, you definitely want to add that to your listing because folks are checking that right now. So I hope you found this one really helpful. I will see you on the next one. Until next time, let's get out there. Let's get it. I'll see you soon.